So today we're doing chapter 5, right? But if I'm doing chapter 5, it's the same thing as if I'm doing chapter 6. So we're doing chapter 5 and 6, right? The content of today's session is to show you guys how do you identify questions based on chapter 5 and 6 and how you then answer those questions, right? So without any waste of time, I want to do a quick recap on chapter 4, then we go on to chapter 5 real quickly. So I've sent you guys on our WhatsApp group the papers, the test 2 paper that we'll be doing today. So if you can just please open that paper from your phones. Okay. Did you guys see your results?
Yeah.
How did it go? Pass. I've got one guy who sent me a message yesterday saying he got more than 75%. So as you know, if you've got more than 75%, you're granted to attend the private sessions for free, right? So I'm guessing only one guy got more than 75%. Okay, but again, I want you guys, everyone who attend SI constantly, I want you guys to get more than 65%. That's my break point, right? I want you guys to get more than 65%. So that it's not only based on me, it's also up to you, right? So every work I give you, every exercise I want you to do, you need to do that. Okay. So don't be tense. These are cameras. You're used to these things. Don't be tense. This is for my tat later on. Okay, let me do a quick recap on some things. So your test 2 is on October, so you still have time to pick up your socks and prepare for test 2, right? But again, I understand that you're doing more than one module, right? Okay, I love stats, and if it was me, I would have loved to teach you guys every day, right? But because you've got modules again that you need to attend and get good grades for those modules again, I urge you guys to prioritize, right? If maybe you see that, okay, I'm cool with stats in chapter 4, and chapter 4 is what is being done today, I mean, no need to come, right? But if you need clarity, again, you can always come to my office, which is F16, and come ask me questions at any time, right? Okay? So let me do a quick recap. I've uploaded a paper on our WhatsApp group. Just open that up while I do a quick recap here, right? Recap on chapter 4, right? Chapter 4 is based on discrete stats, right? Discrete data, right? Discrete variables, right? Now, what you know under discrete variables is the fact that the probability of x is equals to xi must be equals to 1, right? You also understand that the expectation of x is equals to xi must be equals to the summation of xi times the probability of x is equals to xi, right? You also know that the variance under these variables, right? Xi must be equals to the summation of xi squared times the probability of x equals to xi minus the expectation of x is equals to xi all squared, where this is just the mean. I mean, the mean is also referred as being the average, right? Average. This is also referred as being the expectation, right? This is under basic statistics. Which basic statistics? Discrete data. I mean, chapter 4 is divided into 3. We've got basic statistic. You've got probability distributions. You also have what is known as approximations, right? Are you guys comfortable with the session today being chapter 5? Yeah. So that means, are you guys comfortable with chapter 4? Okay? But what will answer that is the questions, right? So I'll be giving you guys questions. So from those questions, I want answers. If you're getting the right answers, then this will give me a go ahead in doing chapter 5 and 6, okay? So, for example, let me just do a quick example here. If you've got variables, these variables are referred as being discrete, right? What is discrete is this is finite data, this is countable data. We understand that? Then you give in the PMF of these variables. For instance, if you take a die, right? A die got how many outcomes? 6, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? Now, this is just one die, rolling just one die. Okay, if the outcomes, these are, so an outcome, these variables are random experiments, that's fine. And these random experiments are referred as the sample space of rolling just one die, right? So the sample space of rolling just one die is this, right? Now, for this outcome to occur, it has to be the chance. Hence, these are random experiments, right? When you roll a die, the chance, the probability of getting a 6 is 1 over 6, right? It's 1 over 6. Of getting a 5, still 1 over 6, 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 right? Now, how do you check that you're under basic statistics where you're dealing with discrete data? You need to sum all the probability of x is equals to xi, they must be equals to 1, right? So are you getting a 1 here? Yes, right? Now my question is, why are you getting a 1, not 2, right? You're getting a 1 because what is 1? In probability, what is 1? 1, if the probability of of x is equals to xi is 1, what does this mean? This means that there is an exact chance that something of interest will happen, right? So the probability of 1 means that an event which is of discrete will exactly happen, right? No doubt, right? So you're getting a 1 because if you roll a die, I assure you will get an outcome. Whether you get a 1 or a 2 or a 3 or a 4 or a 5 or a 6, but you'll get something out of rolling a die, right? A die won't just disappear if you roll it. You'll get something, whether it's a 2, a 1, any outcome out of that sample space of a die, right? Okay, so that's why we have 1, okay? I wanted to do that. Also we've got your probability distributions now, right? You've got your probability distribution, which is binomial distribution. You also have Poisson distribution. You also have hypergeometric, right? Geometric. So then you've got approximations. Do you know how does approximation come about? Okay, I'll see this now. So let's look at this paper now that I've given you guys on our WhatsApp group. 2018 test 2 semester 2, right? So it's a last year's paper, the same semester, right? Okay, let's look at it. It's a nice paper. I sent it on our WhatsApp group yesterday.
It's 2017.
Huh? Yesterday. Did you guys get it?
Yes.
Yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. So look here. Right, this is question 1. Obviously, I mean, for our test 2, which is on October, question 1 will be based on chapter 4. Right? I mean, I think your scope is from chapter 4 up until chapter 8. Right? Yeah. That's your scope for test 2. But all this nice information, you get more details on them on the private session. So don't think we cover the same thing. It's no, where's my marker? Huh? Oh. Okay, so look, question 1, guys, in stats, you've got what is known as the PMF, right? You've got what is known as the PDF. You also have what is known as the CDF, right? The PMF is, you guys are leaving a, can you, before you go, can you sign the register though? Please. Oh, okay, cool, no problem. Please sign, there you go. Okay, you've got a PMF. What is a PMF? This is the probability distribution, right? But this one is referred as the probability mass function, right? This one is referred as the probability density function, right? This one is referred as the cumulative density function, right? Okay. So how do you see a PMF, right? A PMF is the probability of getting an exact of that outcome, which is discrete, right? Like in chapter 4, you're dealing with discrete data. Discrete data is countable data, right? So, like here, can you see that I said the probability of getting 1 of x is equal to xi, which is xi is any variable that's here, is this, right? Exactly. The probability of getting exactly 1 is 1 over 6, right? So if there is an equal sign here, you're dealing with PMF, right? Okay. Now let's look at this question here, question 1. So let's look at question 1. Question 1. Question 1. What are you given? Can you see that you're given y? Y as being the variable, right? Consider the cumulative probability distribution, okay? Then you're given y as a variable. Now can you look at this y? These are discrete variables. These are countable data. That tells me that I'm in chapter 4. But where about in chapter 4? Under basic statistics, right? Because this is the question I'll ask you. Fine, you're in chapter 4. Where about in chapter 4? Are you in basic statistics, probability distributions, or approximation, right? So question 1, I'm in chapter 4 under basic statistics. Now what do I need to understand under basic statistics? It's just these 3 things, right? Okay, now you're given discrete data. Now you're being told that then you're given the probability of y less than or equals to y, right? Is this the PMF of this or the CDF? Is the CDF y? Inequality, right? So what does a CDF mean? Cumulative distribution function. It means that your probability keeps on adding up, hence the word cumulative, right? Okay, so to get the answer for question 1, what can you do? Since you guys understand chapter 4, I want to rush to chapter 5 real quickly. So what can you do? I mean, again, how can you see that you're given? Let's say you're not being told this. How can you see that this is the CDF? You'll find that the last outcome, which is of discrete, the probability of getting it is 1, right? If this is the case, then you're dealing with the CDF, not the PMF. Look at question 2. You see, question 2, the last variable that you're given, you're not given 1, but the probability, right? I mean, also 1 is the probability. But the outcome, the last outcome here is not referred as being 1. So you're given a PMF, not the CDF. So can you differentiate between the two? Okay? So what's the answer for question 1? Huh? It's on the group. It's not there. Can someone please send the paper on the group? Please. Which group are you in?
Both.
Both groups. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. So again, guys, joining the private session is not only based on you getting good grades. It's also about being part of the movement, right? So I'm trying to initiate the school to get into the space of being digital, right? Where, I mean, in stats, like, you've got 800 students. You can't tell me that a lecture being in front of 800 students, that's enough, right? You need videos for that session, for you guys, right? Not just go to YouTube and look at videos of different schools and stuff. You need something that is entitled to you, right? So joining the private session will give us money, capital, to initiate these things. Because all these cameras, videos and stuff, it's money, right? Where does this money come from? It's not from the school, right? So it has to be from us. Okay, you have the paper now. So what's the answer for question 1? Now, to get the answer for question 1, also we need to understand that if you sum, whether it's cumulative distribution and stuff, but if you sum everything that's here, you need to find the probability, which is 1, right? If you sum everything that's here, it needs to be 1.
Something you can say first or second column.
Huh?
First or second column. No, probably second column. But now the question is...
The second probability, yeah. The second row, the probability one. So what's the answer, the correct answer for question 1? Which of the following give the possible values for the missing values in Roman figure 1 and Roman figure 2? Okay. What's the answer? Are we winning? Take 0.6, put it there. Take 0.8, put it there. Are they summing up to 1?
Oh, okay.
Okay, I also need a... Okay, but that's how you do it, because I'm rushing to chapter 5. Right? So again, you take B, take 0.5, you put it there, 0.73, you put it there. Okay, let's look at question 2.
What's the answer?
Can I just ask you?
Yeah.
When you say that all of these values should add up to 1, or the 2 that you put in should add up to 1?
No, not the 2 that you put in.
All of them.
All of them, starting from 0.2. Right? Obviously, you mustn't include the last.
Yeah, no, 1.
Yeah.
For example, 0.82 plus 0.69 is more than 1.
Yeah.
But you
So
say
So if you say 0.2 plus 0.26 plus 0.46 plus 0.69 plus 0.85 plus 0.82.
It's already more than 1.
It's okay. So say
0.2,
yeah,
0.46, 0.69,
46 plus
0.69,
0.69
plus 0.82. It's already more than 1.
2. Okay, so obviously then if you look guys, this is you're given probability, right? You're given cumulative probability, right? What does this mean? If you've got an outcome, you've got x, the probability of x being less than x, right? Then you've got minus 6, you've got minus 4.5, you've got minus 0.3, right? Okay, so what does, let's say 0.2, what does this probability mean? This probability means that for the probability of x being less than or equals to minus 6 is equals to 0.6. So this probability entitles every value from minus 6 to the left of minus 6, right?
Mm.
That's fine, okay? And remember, this is cumulative. So this is the first one, right? So if you were to draw the PMF now, from the CDF, you want to find the PMF, right? So to find the PMF, x is equal to xi, from this, so you've got minus 6 here. So obviously this is the first value, you say 0.6, because it's adding to, there's nothing that it's adding to, okay? Okay, so let's take this one. So this one is just this. But the probability that you'll need to find here, the probability of x less than or equal to minus 4, 5, is the probability, this is so nice, is the probability that need to entitle also minus 6, right? Remember now what you have. This is nice, guys. You remember in cumulative frequency in chapter 2, right? If you've got a frequency 8, 10, 13, 14, right? What do? You say 8. You say 8 plus 0, right? Then you say 8 plus
10.
You get, so which is 18, right? 18 plus this,
Which is 20.
is
32. 31.
31, right? Okay, let's say you don't have this value. Let's say you don't have this value. Are you gonna be able to find it given you have this?
Yeah.
You can, right? So it's the same thing that's here. You don't have this value, you have this value. But you know that for you to get this value, this thing is cumulative, right? So, come on. Can you see? Huh?
Okay.
Can you see?
Yes.
Okay, then I won't do question 1 then. Okay, now look at question 2. Question 2, but if you don't understand, also again, F16 is my office. You can always come around and ask me, okay, I've tried it, but I still can't get the answer. But can you see how can you get Roman figure 1? Okay. It's, yeah. Okay, question 2 is also based on discrete data. How do I see discrete data? I'm given discrete data in the form of a table, whereby I'm given these variables. How many variables do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I'm given discrete data, I take that as if I'm dealing with basic statistics. Under basic statistics, these are the few things I need to understand, which these things are also on my formula sheet, right? Let's look at this formula sheet also. Formula sheet. Obviously, they will give you this formula sheet. I don't have. I want these formulas. Okay, my formula sheet is missing. Okay, but you'll get these formulas on the formula sheet. So what is now the question is, the probability distribution below gives the possible cost in rent of flight along the probability that you'll pay the price. How much can you expect? Now, for the fact that they're asking you how much can you expect, right? So they want you to find the expectation, right? Under basic statistics, how do you find the expectation?